Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel.
One last time. One last time.
We ain't going nowhere, 'cause it's Bad Boys for Life.
I just got through watching Bad Boys for Life, and I must say I was thoroughly enjoyed. From the beginning, the middle, and the end, there was no lull in this film. Back to back action. Even when the action stopped, we got some incredible interactions between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's characters, Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. We got to see a great villain. I love the villain in this, Isabel Aretas and her son Armando. And their intent on killing Mike Lowry and the others who were responsible for the incarceration and which also led to his death later on, that being the father and husband collectively of the two. Marcus Burnett, wanted to retire. We even see that in the trailer, so we know that that was going to be something that was going to be in the background or something that was going to be brought up. But with the death of Captain Howard, played by Joe Pantoliano, it brings Marcus back into back on the force and looking to do one more time, Bad Boys for Life, ride one more time in order to bring Armando and Isabel back into custody. Speaking of Isabel and Mike Lowry, there's a connection there. It was revealed that she and Mike Lowry was on an undercover mission or assignment, and he infiltrated the cartel. He became radically involved with Isabel. And through that union, through that romantic thing that they had with each other, that relationship, he ended up fathering a child who ends up being Armando. So we see a dynamic and we see something that will definitely affect, his decision. That being of Mike Lowry, now that he knows that Armando is his son. They had a great fight scene at the end. And we see that a change in his demeanor when he finally realizes through his mom's confession that that Mike is his father. She ends up inadvertently shooting him when he steps in front of Mike. And when she's when she decides that she wants to kill Mike, she gets filled with bullets by Rita, and she falls off of the balcony onto the fiery ground below. And then Marcus Burnett himself ends up hanging on the edge. And when Mike seemingly looks like he's going to lose grip, his son reaches down as well, pulls him up. Then he talks to his son and says, you're going to be facing a lot of things, a lot of stuff, but I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to visit you every day. I'm going to make sure I'm there for you. And the end scene, which is very interesting, it kind of raises your thinking as to the future of the franchise, because he visits his son. Son is seemingly remorseful for what he'd done because he was filled in his head by his mom that this guy killed your father or he incarcerated him, which led to him dying later on in prison. So he was blinded by that, the rage of very much his mom, not really his rage, but her rage filled him, and then he became angry himself. And so he goes to him and says, you got you know, some debt, some stuff, and you want to pay it down. You want to pay some of that down, and pretty much gives him an offer. And I'm just thinking that that offer seemingly like must be that he's going to find him a place in the police force. to redeem himself. That's pretty. That's pretty. That's something that's pretty like wow. Like all the stuff that he's done. He killed all those people, and I'm thinking maybe it would definitely work. Because he'll be able to convince. He's going to do a lot of. He has to do a lot of convincing. Probably going to Rita because Rita becomes the captain later on towards the end of the film, and possibly they're going to forgive what he did because of the fact that he was blinded by rage and just the way his mother, from the moment he was probably a little kid, she fueled him, made him think that this guy, is responsible for the death of his father. So, is there going to be a future for Bad Boys? Is there going to be another film coming out, number four, that deals with his transformation to an officer, or is there something else that he's offering him to pay some of that debt? But the movie was just like, wow, so much went on. Incredible, you know, storyline. I liked the story. I liked what they presented in this film. It actually made it fresh, and it actually allowed us to kind of immerse ourselves in this world of Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. You kind of feel for for those around them. They had this new AMMO task force with these three new rookie or guys. They're guys and gal who are on the force for a few years, maybe up to 5 years. Who knows? But they're the ones that are heading up this task force along with Rita, who's actually a former girlfriend of Mike Lowry. And we see the cockiness of one guy and always calling Mike Lowry grandpa. And you see Vanessa Hudgens in there, as the lone female police officer. And she did very well. She was very, very, she was pretty good. And, we know her from High School Musical and all this other stuff. She was a singer as well. And I always have pride when I see someone who's a Filipino American, because I'm Filipino American myself, and that's what she is. Her father was white, I believe German and Irish, and then her mother was Manila, born in Manila, a Filipino native. So it's great to see her in this. She did well. The other two were great, and Joey Pants, as we call Joey Pantaleone, he unfortunately met his death in this movie, and it just fueled, him, you know, Mike Lowry fueled him to want to get really, really bring this guy Armando to justice and also find Isabel. And that's what brought Marcus back into the fold to help Mike. And I really like Joey Pantaleone in any movie that he's done, from the Matrix films, from Sopranos, and every other things that he's done. He's such a great actor. Will Smith, as much as sometimes I disagree with the things that he's done in his personal life, but then I really at times don't let that affect me. I just want to see him. He's great. He's like with Tom Cruise, and they have that connection of being in a Scientology, and they're both good in their films. Their films could sometimes bomb or not even do well, but they seem to always be the ones that bring great performances. Martin Lawrence, famous for his show Martin, and then he did Big Mama's House and Blue Streak and other films that really made him a star. And he's back, and hopefully he continues to do his thing on the big screen. And I don't know if it's really a real confirmation because we haven't heard from Martin Lawrence. We've heard from Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold and Carl Anthony Payne, the cast from Martin, saying that there's something that's happening that they're going to do a reboot. Now, Thomas Michael Ford, who played Tommy, passed away, and they're probably going to center it around like maybe a funeral, and then they're going to slowly go from that, and then just do the everyday life of Martin and Gina. But this movie, going back to the movie, was like I said, so good. It was so great just to see those two back together again. And when the news hit that they were going to do Bad Boys for Life, everybody was hyped for it. Man. I was. I'm like going, yes, this definitely was one of my favorite films that have like a buddy cop type of storyline. It's like that because we've seen films like, of course, like The Weapon and others that have that cop buddy dynamic. It's always great to see that. So, like I said, I enjoyed this film. And before I sign off, I'd like to thank you, those of you who have subscribed. And for those of you who haven't yet, please do so. I would appreciate it. Also, if you do, please click the bell icon so whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified. Please like the video, click thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media platform you use. So again, I enjoyed this film, and let me know what you think down below, what you felt about the film. And well, that's that. And in closing, and as always, take care.